Alright, picture this scenario with me for a second. 4 of the most powerful artificial intelligences on the planet Earth. 10 minutes on the clock. One mission. Build a fully playable clone of Geometry Dash from absolute scratch. No templates, no shortcuts, just raw, unfiltered AI brainpower going head-to-head in what might be the most chaotic coding competition I've ever attempted. We've got ChatGPT 5.2 representing OpenAI and Sam Altman's dreams of world domination. We've got Claude Opus 4.5 from Anthropic, the model that literally tells you when it's being too helpful. We've got Gemini 3 Pro from Google, the search engine that decided it wanted to be sentient. And then we've got DeepSeek, the dark horse, the mysterious challenger from the east that's been making Silicon Valley lose sleep at night. This is not a drill. This is AI versus AI versus AI versus AI. And honestly, I have absolutely no idea who's going to win this thing. Let's get into it. Now, before we throw these digital gladiators into the arena, we need to prepare the battlefield. And by battlefield, I mean we need a really good prompt. Here's the thing about AI coding that most people don't understand. You can have the most powerful model in the world, but if you feed it a garbage prompt, you're going to get garbage code. It's like trying to order food at a restaurant by just pointing at the menu and grunting. Sure, you might get something edible, but is it going to be the 5-star experience you were hoping for? Probably not. I believe it was Einstein who once said, "A well-formulated question is already half the answer." Or maybe it was some random guy on Twitter. Either way, the point stands. So who am I going to trust to write this all-important prompt? Well, I'm going to use GPT 5.2 through Perplexity. Fight fire with fire, you know? Use AI to prep for the AI battle. It's like training Rocky, but instead of Mick screaming at him, it's just tokens. Lots and lots of tokens. First, I asked the model to describe Geometry Dash in excruciating detail. Every mechanic, every pixel, every rage, quit-inducing spike. And let me tell you, GPT 5.2 doesn't think fast, but when it thinks, it thinks. The response was comprehensive, detailed, exactly what we needed. Then I asked it to turn all that information into a coding prompt that includes every critical gameplay element. And here's where it got funny. The AI actually warned me not to copy the game's name for copyright reasons. Bro, I'm not trying to sell this on Steam for $4.99. This is a 10-minute challenge. Relax, my digital friend. No lawyers are getting involved today. Prompt is locked and loaded. Let the games begin. First up in the arena, ChatGPT 5.2, the flagship model from OpenAI, the one that started this whole AI revolution that has half of humanity excited and the other half building bunkers. I create a fresh chat window. Timer set to exactly 10 minutes. Prompt pasted, and we're off. Come on, buddy, don't let Sam Altman down. Don't let the billions of dollars of compute go to waste. Show us what you've got! Immediately, I noticed GPT 5.2 is writing a lot of text. Like an uncomfortable amount of text. It's explaining things, commenting everything, being verbose in ways that make me slightly nervous. In my experience, when an AI talks too much during coding, it's either being really thorough or it's about to give you something that absolutely does not work. The code keeps coming and coming. Minutes tick by. 5 minutes. Bro, if this doesn't work on the first try, we're going to have almost no time to fix anything. This is not looking good for our time budget. Finally, the code is complete. I copy everything into an HTML file with shaking hands. Okay, maybe not shaking, but definitely concerned hands. And open it in the browser. And what is this? The browser window is filled with random symbols. Just pure gibberish. Character soup. It looks like the Matrix had a stroke. Yeah, that's not a game. That's a cry for help. Back to GPT 5.2 we go. Please create code that I can actually copy into a file and run. You know, the bare minimum of what code should do. More waiting, more tokens burning through OpenAI's servers. The new code looks more cohesive this time. More like actual code and less like someone fell asleep on their keyboard. 1 minute left on the clock. 1 minute. I'm stress sweating at this point. Copy, paste, save, open. Oh! There's a menu! And it actually looks impressive. The visual design is solid. There are buttons. There's some semblance of a game interface. GPT 5.2. You beautiful disaster. You actually made something! But wait. The buttons are acting weird. Sometimes they highlight when you hover. Sometimes they just don't acknowledge your existence. It's like trying to get the attention of a waiter at a busy restaurant. Let's try the actual gameplay. Click start and... oh no. Oh no 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 no. Why is the cube vibrating like it's having a seizure? The player cube exists, yes. But it's sliding on one of its corners like it's trying to do a weird ice skating routine. The obstacles? The player phases right through them, no damage! It's like the cube decided it's a ghost and physics don't apply anymore. And the triangles, the spikes, are upside down. They look absolutely ridiculous. Instead of menacing death traps, they look like little party hats for the floor. Time's up. Actually, time's been up. GPT 5.2 went over the 10-minute limit trying to fix things. And even after all that extra time, the game is still fundamentally broken. Let me give credit where credit is due, though. GPT 5.2 DID implement music syncing, which is actually pretty impressive. The game beats to the rhythm. That's a feature I didn't even explicitly ask for. But overall, GPT 5.2 is cooked, exceeded the time limit, delivered a barely functional product. Let's see if the competition can do better. Next up, Claude Opus 4.5 from Anthropic. The AI that's basically known for being the polite, thoughtful one in the AI family. Like, if ChatGPT is the loud friend at the party, Claude is the one actually having meaningful conversations in the corner. Same prompt, fresh timer, 10 minutes on the clock. Let's see what you've got, Claude. While we wait, I'm gonna make a prediction. I think Claude will produce something playable on the first try, but it probably won't be perfect. There will be bugs, there will be issues. Because that's just how coding challenges work. Nobody gets it perfect the first time. That's not pessimism, that's just experience. What I'm noticing as Claude works is that the code structure looks more organized. It's like comparing a messy room to one where someone actually uses a filing system. But let's not judge a book by its cover, or in this case, let's not judge code by its indentation. 5 minutes pass and, wait, what? Claude is done. 5 minutes. And it didn't just spit out one file, it gave us 4 files with proper separation of concerns and an instruction manual on how to set everything up. That's actually incredibly thoughtful. As a user, all I have to do is follow simple steps. No guessing, no troubleshooting the setup itself. Claude really said, let me hold your hand through this. Let's check out this game. Menu loads up. Beautiful. All buttons are clickable and responsive. There's a volume slider that actually works. Claude made a fully functional settings menu in 5 minutes. I'm already more impressed than I was with GPT 5.2's entire attempt. But the real test is the gameplay. Let's start a level, and why is the cube vibrating like it's having a seizure? The player cube is shaking uncontrollably, completely ignoring all input from the keyboard and mouse. It immediately crashes into the first triangle and game over. Try again. Same thing. The cube has decided it doesn't want to be controlled. It has free will now, and it's using that free will to speedrun into every obstacle possible. Claude buddy, you made such a beautiful menu, and then completely forgot to make the game actually playable. But here's the thing. There is sound. The game feels alive. It looks gorgeous. Everything except the core gameplay is absolutely on point. This is a UI UX designer's dream and a game designer's nightmare. We've got time left, so let's send Claude back to fix the physics. I explain exactly what's wrong. The cube doesn't respond to input, it vibrates instead of rolling smoothly, the collision detection seems off. Claude starts working on the fixes, and working. Fun fact while we wait. Did you know that the original Geometry Dash was created by Robert Topala, a Swedish developer, and he made the entire game basically by himself? The game has over 21 million paid downloads on mobile alone. That's like a small country of people rage quitting in unison, and Claude is still working. The timer is running out. 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Claude is still typing. This AI literally does not know when to stop. It's like watching someone at a buffet who refuses to acknowledge that they're full. Okay, same situation as GPT 5.2. We're going over time. But you know what? I'll allow it, with one condition. This is Claude's final attempt. No more revisions after this. Whatever comes out, that's the final product. 3 to 4 minutes over time, Claude finally delivers 2 new files and updated instructions. The moment of truth. Menu still works. Volume still adjustable. Deep breath. Starting the game. Yes. The cube is rolling. Properly rolling. It responds to spacebar. It responds to mouse clicks. When I mess up, I actually hit obstacles and die like I'm supposed to. This is a fully functional mini level of Geometry Dash. I'm actually playing this thing. Jumping over triangles, timing my inputs, and I beat it! I actually completed the level. There's even proper music syncing. Claude Opus 4.5, you absolute legend. You took your time, probably too much time if we're being honest, but you delivered something genuinely impressive. A complete playable rhythm game created by AI in approximately 15 minutes. The only criticism? Speed. Claude thinks like it's writing a doctoral thesis instead of a quick coding challenge. But for this quality, I can wait. Respect, Claude. Serious respect. Time for Google to enter the chat. Gemini 3 Pro. Show us what that multi-trillion-dollar company has been cooking. Same prompt, 10 minutes. Timer starts now. Gemini is processing, thinking, planning its approach to world domination, presumably. And then something wild happens. 2 minutes. Gemini stops after 2 minutes. The code is complete. If Claude was a philosophy professor, carefully crafting each sentence, Gemini is like that one kid in class who finishes the test in 10 minutes and makes everyone else feel inadequate. This thing is fast. Formula 1 compared to Claude's casual Sunday drive. The setup instructions are slightly more complex than Claude's, but nothing unmanageable. Let's see if speed came at the cost of quality. First attempt. Black screen. Nothing loads. Classic. Speed doesn't mean much if the code doesn't run. Back to Gemini for fixes. But here's the thing. Gemini has so much time left. Like, almost the entire budget still available. This is actually a huge advantage. Second attempt. Code fixed. Let's try again. Menu appears. 2 game modes. Normal and something else. Let's try normal. Game loads and instant death. Immediate collision with the first obstacle. No chance to react. No chance to do anything. Try again. Same thing. And again. Same thing. The game is technically running, but it's absolutely impossible to play. The jump physics or the spawn point or something is fundamentally broken. It's like starting a race with your shoelaces tied together. But wait! This is progress! There's a cube! There's a floor! There are obstacles that actually damage you! The mechanics exist. They just need tuning. Back to Gemini. Hey, the game starts, but it's impossible. Fix the gameplay balance, please. Gemini thinks for a moment and done. Ridiculously fast again. New code, new attempt, let's go. Oh my god. It works. Not just works. It works beautifully. I'm playing. I'm jumping. I'm surviving. This is an actual level of Geometry Dash, and it feels right. But wait, there's more. Let me try the second game mode. Bro, the mechanics change mid-level. I start as a cube, then I hit a portal, and suddenly I'm in slow motion. Another portal, and now I'm a bird. Like Flappy Bird physics. This isn't just Geometry Dash. This is Geometry Dash with multiple gameplay modes implemented in the same level. Gemini 3 Pro just casually implemented dynamic mechanic switching that the other AIs didn't even attempt. One small issue though. I noticed the triangles aren't damaging me consistently. I'm phasing through some of them. But guess what? Gemini still has time left. Quick fix request. Gemini responds almost immediately. Updated code. Testing. Perfect. Everything works. Spikes deal damage. Music is playing. Okay, the music choice is a bit questionable, but it exists. Menu is functional. Multiple game modes. Dynamic mechanics. And the total time? 7 minutes. Gemini 3 Pro just absolutely demolished this challenge. Fastest completion by a mile, most features implemented, fully playable game, all within the time limit. I'll be honest, the level is pretty hard. My Geometry Dash skills are clearly not what they used to be. But that's a me problem, not a Gemini problem. This is seriously impressive. A working game in 7 minutes. If someone told me this was possible, I would have called them delusional. Final challenger. The Dark Horse. The mysterious entity that had OpenAI scrambling and investors questioning everything they knew about AI development costs. DeepSeek. The entire tech world has been talking about you. Now it's time to prove yourself. Can you hang with GPT, Claude, and Gemini? Can you shock us all? Same prompt, same 10 minutes. Timer starts. DeepSeek begins writing code. And writing. And writing. The structure looks good, organized, methodical, but the clock is ticking, and DeepSeek is taking its sweet time with this first iteration. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. DeepSeek finally stops. That first iteration took almost as long as Gemini's entire challenge, including bug fixes. Not a great sign, but let's not judge prematurely. Maybe DeepSeek is the measure twice, cut once type. Maybe this first version will be flawless and we won't need any fixes. Opening the game, black screen, nothing. Just darkness. The void stares back at me, and it's not even rendering a cube. DeepSeek, buddy, this is not the time for existential commentary on the meaninglessness of existence. I need a game. Back to DeepSeek for fixes. But the timer is almost empty. If this next version doesn't work, that's it. No more chances. The 10-minute limit is about to expire. DeepSeek is working on fixes. Tick, tick, tick. Time's up. 10 minutes have passed. But just like with the others, I'll let DeepSeek finish its current thought. Only fair. No additional attempts, though. This is the final answer. 3 to 4 minutes over time, DeepSeek delivers the fixed code. Please work. Please, for the love of all that is computational, please work. Opening the game. Black screen. Still nothing. DeepSeek has failed the challenge. That hurts to say, honestly. I was rooting for the underdog. I wanted the Dark Horse to prove everyone wrong. But the reality is harsh. In a 10-minute coding challenge, okay, 14 minutes with the grace period, DeepSeek couldn't produce a working product. Is DeepSeek bad? No, I don't think so. Given more time, more iterations, I believe it could have figured things out. But that's not what this challenge was about. We had rules. We had limits. And within those constraints, DeepSeek couldn't deliver. Alright, the dust has settled. The code has been written. The games have been played, or in one case, not played at all. Let's break down the results of this AI Battle Royale. 4th place, DeepSeek, failed to produce a working game. 2 attempts, 2 black screens. Sometimes you swing for the fences and you miss entirely. Third place, ChatGPT 5.2. Produced a partially working game with significant bugs. Exceeded time limit, cool music sync feature, but fundamentally broken gameplay. The cube sliding on its corner is going to haunt my dreams. Second place, Claude Opus 4.5. Created a fully playable, polished minigame, beautiful UI, working sound, satisfying gameplay, but exceeded the time limit by several minutes. If this was purely about quality, Claude might have won, but rules are rules. First place, Gemini 3 Pro. Completed a fully functional game with multiple mechanics in just 7 minutes, well under the time limit. Dynamic gameplay switching, proper collision detection, working menu, speed and quality, the full package. You know what blows my mind? We just watched 4 artificial intelligences attempt to build a video game in 10 minutes. A few years ago, this would have been science fiction. Now it's a YouTube video. The best part? These models are only going to get faster and smarter. Today, it's a simple Geometry Dash clone. Tomorrow, maybe something genuinely revolutionary. But for now, Gemini 3 Pro takes the crown. Next time, I'm thinking we raise the stakes. Maybe give them something even more complex. Make these AIs really sweat. Well, sweat metaphorically, since they don't have glands. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and drop a comment telling me which AI challenge you want to see next. Was this absolute cinema or what? Until next time, stay curious, stay caffeinated, and remember, the AIs are getting smarter every single day. Later!